been doing this?
Year.
Second year.
Only been going on for 3.
I was going to say,
going on for 3.
I was going to say, it's only been going on for 3 years. William Stage, you are a prolific writer in your own right. How many books have you written?
10.
10 books. What's your favorite book?
Of my own?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite one? You've Mound City Chronicles?
Right. Fool for Life, 2009. It's a memoir, like the book I'm going to be handing out tomorrow.
Yes. I still can't get over this Santa Claus beard. You can have a second life as a Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, I prefer Charles Darwin, actually.
All right, good. World Book Night is what? What is this thing?
Well, it's an event, but it's also called a celebration where around the world, I don't know what goes on outside of America, but here in this country, they say 25,000 volunteers are going to be handing out books in 6,000 cities and towns. And
right.
I don't know how many people in St. Louis are doing it, maybe 15 or 20.
And so how did you become one of the people who hand out books?
I happened to be in a bookstore, Subterranean Books in the Loop, in 2011, and the people were coming to pick them up. And I thought, hey, how do I get involved in that? And I asked, and they said, well, you have to apply the following year. So I applied in 2012, and I got accepted. I don't know how staunch the criteria are, but
right. And so last year, your book was The Tender Bar.
Right.
And so you went to bars and handed out the book.
Well, not just bars. I went to. See, last year they specified they wanted you to do it in the evening. This year they don't do that, so that opens up a lot of new possibilities.
Sure, okay. But the idea is did you pick the book?
You pick 3 that out of about 50. You pick 3 you think you might want to give out. Then they'll tell you which one you got.
Gotcha. Okay, so last year you got The Tender Bar, which my cousin wrote,
which is fabulous.
She just finished it, and you went around town to unsuspecting strangers and said, "Here's a great book. I'd like you to read it."
Yeah. Hey, put down that copy of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and hey, here's a great book by J.R. Moringer or Kurt Vonnegut or Doris Lessing.
Right.
So wait, these are books, just you're giving them away.
They give you a carton of books, all the same title. Mm-hmm. And, okay, here's the one from tomorrow. I know we're on radio, but Tobias Wolff, This Boy's Life. I'll have probably 20 or 24 of them to give out. Now, I'm going to start a little bit early than last year, and I'll be going to maybe some construction sites. I might be going to maybe a bowling alley. I might hang out in city alleys and near dumpsters. Psst, hey, you want to read a good book?
Right. You're not handing out a book. You're handing out a great story, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you're passing along a great story that you don't have time to tell. It's somebody else's story. Somebody else wrote it, but here's a great story. Read it.
Really, really true. But I do want to add that the target is people who are considered to be what they call non-readers or light readers, people maybe who haven't cracked a book since they had to in high school.
Right, yeah, okay. So Tobias Wolff, This Boy's Life. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a memoir of a kid growing up in the Pacific Northwest in the North Cascade Mountains. And his parents are divorced, and he and his mother have this nomadic life, and they move around from place to place and job to job, and they're very close. And then she marries a man who turns out to be abusive. And in the movie, it was Robert De Niro was the abusive stepfather.
Right.
And he was more of a browbeater than actually hitting the kid, but he really tried to demean him often. And it was how the kid dealt with that. And he was trying to make his mark in the world at the same time, and he was a juvenile delinquent. And but it's Tobias Wolff's own story,
right?
And he turned out to be a great writer.
You're wearing a Bend, Oregon shirt. Is that in honor of the book?
Not at all.
Okay, all right, all right. Because you said Northwest, I figured it was.
I lived in Olympia, but I didn't live in Bend.
Okay, all right, good. All right, so what a great. So if you're tapped on the shoulder today by somebody in St. Louis tomorrow,
who looks like Santa Claus,
but there are other people in St. Louis who are doing the same thing you're doing.
Right. In fact, when I picked up my book, there were several people picking up their books at Subterranean Books in the Loop. And like I said, there could be 15 or 20 people.
Right. And it's a special edition of the book, right?
Yeah, it's got the World Book Night imprint.
Right.
See, here's my copy. It's virtually the same, but...
Right. So some of the other titles, Kitchen Confidential, Anthony Bourdain, The Weird Sisters. What else we got here? Catch 22. Let's see here. My glasses aren't on.
And you said you did this last year, right?
I did, and I want to tell you.
What were people's reactions?
Well, I was going to tell McGraw that I handed out the Tender Bar in a bar on the hill called Pop's Blue Moon, and they're still talking about it in there.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Really?
I gave it to one guy, and he read it, gave it to another guy, and he gave it to the bartender. And I walked in, the bartender said, "Hey, man, this is a great book. I heard you gave it to so and so."
Right.
And now I'm reading it.
Well, don't tell JR. They should actually buy their own copy as opposed to passing it along.
Oh, he'd be honored, wouldn't he?
But at least they were reading.
No.
You know?
It's
Yeah.
a great point because, life is so busy. You don't have time for anything. But when somebody hands you a great story and they say, you know what, read this. And if you take the time,
Right.
you know what, it's just a great story.
Mhm.
All right, William Stage, thanks for checking in. You're always welcome here, my friend.
Yeah, spreading the love of reading.
Anywhere where we should go and find you, or you're just going to be
In an alley or
in
I
an
will
alleyway?
be-
Or
I will be probably down on Washington in late afternoon in the Loft District.
what's the name of that bar on the hill? I should probably
Pop's
pop in
Blue
there.
Moon.
Pop's Blue Moon?
Right.
Is
Pop
that
in
the
there.
where is that?
It's on the north side of 44.
It's right there on 44, isn't it?
Right. It's got a Michelob sign on it.
Yeah.
You can see it from the highway.
Yeah, I might have to pop in there.
Mhm.
They'll be backed up on McGraw. How about that? All right, good. William, thank you very much for coming in. The book is Tobias Wolff, This Boy's Life. It's World Book Day, and it's tomorrow all throughout the world, including right here in St. Louis. Coming up in just a minute, talking to, the other interesting story is that Marina Keegan